We open this story with a sense of pressure closing in from every side. Because in Port Charles, silence is rarely just silence. It is a choice, a weapon, and sometimes a sentence waiting to be carried out. As we watch the week unfold, we feel that uneasy pause before everything shifts. When characters are forced to decide whether they will protect themselves, protect someone else, or finally face the truth that has been stalking them for days. What we are about to see is not a clean line between right and wrong, but a tangled series of decisions that will likely reshape relationships long after the immediate danger has passed. We begin with Trina, who appears poised to take some kind of action, even if she does not yet fully understand what that action will cost her. The preview suggests Curtis will question his daughter, and that moment alone carries weight. Curtis does not ask questions lightly, especially when it comes to Trina. We sense that he already suspects something is off, not just in her words, but in the way she avoids his eyes, in the tension that hangs between them. Yet we also believe Curtis will not get the truth he is looking for. Trina is clearly afraid, and this fear does not feel abstract. It feels specific, grounded in the belief that if she speaks openly, something even worse will happen. We can imagine Trina weighing every word, possibly rehearsing lies in her head while hoping Curtis will let the matter drop. From her perspective, telling the truth may not bring relief but chaos, and she may believe she is protecting everyone by staying quiet, even if that silence slowly eats away at her. At the same time, we see Kai standing at a similar crossroads, facing a dilemma that mirrors Trina's but carries its own risks. Fans already know what secret Kai is hiding, and the tension comes from how long that secret can realistically survive. Kai may feel the walls closing in faster than Trina does, because the stakes are no longer theoretical. The shooter who targeted Drew could walk free, and an innocent person could be blamed. That possibility alone might push Kai toward the dangerous choice of confession. We think Kai is torn between fear and responsibility, and while it is not certain this will happen, we can imagine him deciding that the risk of speaking out is better than living with the consequences of staying silent. Hypothetically, Kai could step forward at the last possible moment, turning the entire case upside down. But this is General Hospital, and nothing is ever that simple. Confessing could put Kai in immediate danger, legally and physically, and he knows it. Then there is Alexis, who has her own secret weighing heavily on her conscience. She has recently learned the truth about Willow being the shooter, and she is not alone in holding that knowledge. Along with two others, Alexis now carries information that could destroy lives if revealed. We sense that Alexis is leaning toward silence, at least for now. Her instinct is often to protect, even when that protection is morally complicated. She may justify her choice by telling herself that revealing the truth would cause more harm than good, or that there is still time to find another solution. Yet her silence could be the very thing that pushes Kai into action. If Kai realizes that the adults in the room are choosing to bury the truth, he may decide that he cannot live with that choice and take matters into his own hands. Alternatively, Kai might choose a different path altogether. Instead of confessing publicly, he could tell the truth to one person he believes he can trust, asking them to reveal it instead. This raises the question of whether Curtis is that person. Curtis has a strong moral compass, but he is also deeply connected to Trina, which complicates everything. If Kai approaches Curtis, it would be an act of enormous trust, and it would place Curtis in an impossible position. Curtis would have to balance his duty to the truth with his instinct to protect his daughter and his family. We can imagine Curtis listening, stunned, realizing that every choice he makes next will have consequences he cannot fully control. Meanwhile, Michael finds himself facing trouble on multiple fronts, and we suspect Alexis may be at the center of his latest problems. Beyond the risk of having his alibi evidence destroyed in court, Michael could also see his private conversation with Tracy exposed. That conversation, once hidden, could now resurface at the worst possible moment. Our analysis suggests that this very day could mark Willow's release, which would be a relief for her, but potentially the worst day of Michael's life. If Willow walks free while Michael's actions come under scrutiny, the balance of power between them could shift dramatically. Michael's deepest fear seems to revolve around custody of the children. The idea of losing them haunts him, and we suspect this fear is not unfounded. Drew and Willow may have already discussed this issue in secret, possibly exploring ways to challenge Michael's position as a parent. There's a strong chance Michael overheard or learned about this conversation, and if so, his reaction will not be subtle. Michael has a history of going on the offensive when he feels threatened, and this time he may target both Drew and Willow without hesitation. This could ignite a new war, one driven not by romance or business, but by parental desperation. As if that were not enough, chaos may soon erupt at Windermere, a location that seems destined to host another storm. We anticipate that Sidwell, Jordan, Ava, Lucy, and Michael will all be drawn into whatever unfolds there. Windermere has always been a place of secrets, and this time will be no different. Anna may manage to take down Pascal and make a daring escape, adding another layer of danger to the situation. At the same time, Ava could unexpectedly encounter Valentine at Windermere, a meeting that would immediately raise questions about what Valentine is really doing and who he is working with. Every interaction at Windermere feels charged, as though one wrong move could trigger a chain reaction no one can stop. Sidwell's presence complicates matters even further. He may be discussing the broader situation with Jordan, attempting to position himself as an ally or an information broker. But Sidwell rarely acts without an agenda, and we believe his involvement signals that something bigger is at play. Laura, meanwhile, continues to worry about herself and Sonny. Based on what we know, Sidwell may still be targeting them, and Laura's concern feels justified. She understands how dangerous it is when someone like Sidwell sets their sights on a family, and her anxiety reflects a growing sense that no one is truly safe. Elsewhere, Marco may have a tense conversation with Britt that sheds light on another looming threat. Marco could warn Britt that if she continues to stir trouble, his father will step in. The word action hangs ominously in the air, because fans remember what Marco's father is capable of. We have seen him shoot Dalton without hesitation, and that memory alone is enough to terrify Britt. She may start to fear that she is heading toward the same fate, haunted by the idea that one wrong move could cost her life. This fear could either silence Britt or push her into making even riskier choices. Brennan, on another front, appears ready to put new plans into motion. We believe he may already suspect his girlfriend Carly of hiding something. Brennan is not the type to ignore his instincts, and if he starts investigating, he could uncover more than Carly expects. He might learn that Charlotte once visited Carly's home to see Valentine, a detail that could unravel a web of lies. This discovery would not just affect Brennan and Carly's relationship. but could also have wider implications, pulling Valentine back into conflicts he thought he had escaped. As all these threads move forward, we are reminded that General Hospital thrives on uncertainty. Our predictions could be right, or they could be wrong, because the story often turns in unexpected ways. Possibly, the truth will come out sooner than anyone expects. Likely, someone will pay a price for choosing silence over honesty. Hypothetically, one brave confession could change everything, saving one life while destroying another. What we know for certain is that the coming events will force each character to confront who they really are when the stakes are highest. In the end, we find ourselves waiting, just like the characters, caught between dread and anticipation. We know that whatever happens next will not offer simple resolutions. Instead, it will deepen conflicts, expose vulnerabilities, and remind us why Port Charles remains such a compelling place to watch. Until the official episodes reveal the truth, all we can do is follow the clues, weigh the possibilities, and brace ourselves for the fallout that is surely coming.